What's going on, guys? My name is Morgan. I'm an anxious mess right now. Today we're reacting to Escaping Expulsion, and I'm very anxious because this is when we encounter at least Odalia Blight, and I'm terrified because I feel like she can crush heads with those thick thighs and crush dreams with literally every other part of her. Oh boy. Alright, so let's get into this. I'm very nervous. I'm not ready, but I don't think I'll ever be ready, so we're just gonna have to, oh god, we're starting right off with the Blight Industries sign. A subsidiary of the Abomination Coven. Oh, okay. For a minute I thought it said the Emperor's Coven. Alright, let's see this. Oh lord. So they have their own, like, business. Chicken Emperor! Hex me. Oh, okay, this is Odalia. Is that Alador? That is Alador! He looks miserable. Poor Alador.
You'll love what we've got in store for you tonight. We are proud to present.
I don't like her.
The Abomaton Soldier.
Amity!
It will pour your tea.
She looks like, oh god!
Make this look good and we'll forgive your recent lackluster performance in school. Yes, Mom. Wow, it's so
Poor
fast
Amity.
and strong. Order now. How will I ever escape?
Oh no! Oh no!
Of course!
Oh.
But a beta test.
Oh boy.
Amity, you just lost us a lot of money. I see. Distracted.
Oh no. It's because Luz is distracting her. She's gonna get banned from school. But Amity's so in love. Ah! I love her. I love her. I love Luz. I love both of them together. Oh. I'm already getting teary-eyed. This is not gonna be good. I'm very nervous. I feel like I'm about to have an anxiety attack. Oh boy, here we go.
And more.
Oh, this has gotta be Luz teaching Lilith and Ida.
Of Luz's Magic Boot Camp. I don't know where to find more.
Miss Teacher, did I do it right?
Yeah, that's really good.
She's such a suck-up. Ida's like, I hate school, I hate school.
I don't
Go!
Oh no.
King's in charge while I'm gone. Bye! Power!
Oh my god, he drops her off at school. That's adorable.
Teacher's gone! Teacher said we're supposed to master the basics before—
She's such a suck-up.
What? Yeah,
Wah.
I'll deal with it. No one ever said power came with responsibility.
Oh.
Whoa, guys.
Whoa.
Which puberty?
I can't thank you guys
Oh
enough.
my god, I was gonna say, his voice sounds really different.
It's cool. It's already spreading.
Hey, Luce. Amity! In celebration of your return, I have brought you a homemade fairy pie.
Oh.
Plants are very fresh. Thank you. You know, after everything that's
I
happened,
love
I'm
them.
just happy to return to some sense of normalcy.
You can't just barge in here.
Yes, we can.
Oh no.
We are the parent creature association. And you too, Amity. Mom?
Oh.
The abomination situation. Good Hexside students.
Poor Alador.
Including our daughter.
These three are bad influences and must be executed. I mean expelled.
What? Upholds their end of the deal.
You are no longer students of Hexside.
No! Good!
Oh.
Amity! Tell them! Good.
Poor Amity.
Taking doubly, I'm appalled that you're not in class right now. What are you thinking? Right, sorry.
She's so abused.
Wait,
Oh.
no! Amity!
Oh, this hurts.
Hey! How dare you mess with my friends' lives? This isn't personal. I actually
Yes, it is.
appreciate your tenacity. We're just trying to teach our daughter a valuable lesson in business.
You're bullshit.
I'm calling applesauce on this business balloon.
I see where Edric gets his uniqueness. Definitely from Alador. Oh no.
We'll get back into Hexside or die trying.
No one's dying.
Not with that attitude.
Not with that attitude.
Watch and learn.
Aren't they all gonna fall? Oh lord. Oh, when he has a friend, I'm so happy.
Even Ida couldn't do that. Wow.
Oh, he loves them. Oh, he doesn't want to do it. Oh. Oh no.
I'm sorry. My mom.
Hey, I get it. You're scared of her, but I'm not. And I need you to take me to her.
No, Luce, you don't have to do that. I do. So, will you help me, please? I can't. I have to go.
I need a minute. The terrible abuse she has to suffer from her mother is just, oh, it's heartbreaking. I hope there's not like physical abuse involved, because like why else would Amity be scared of her mother, you know? And I feel like Alador, he doesn't really have to say anything, he's just forced to go along with it, because he's probably afraid of his wife too. Oh, I feel so bad for both of them. Why aren't her siblings doing anything? Well, where are Edric and Emra? Why aren't they stepping in? I knew this episode was gonna be a painful one, but goddamn. And we're only halfway through. Oh my god. Alright. Let's get back into it. Ugh, I've got tears running down my neck. Oh, this again? Oh no.
Is it supposed to do that?
No, Francois! Francois got caught in the blast. Oh my god, she's going to their house?
Ooh.
Oh
This
man.
place smells a lot better than the Owl House.
This looks like the freaking Beauty and the Beast type of cups and things like that.
Mr. and Mrs. Blight?
Don't worry, human. A blight always upholds their end of the deal.
Do you though?
We have a long night ahead of us, folks. Welcome.
Oh
back
god, they're
to
using her for the demonstration?
But we specialize in weaponry. You might want to duck.
Oh, that's what that thing was?
If peaceful isn't your thing.
Did anyone come to the house today?
To homeschool you.
Oh, this is why she sneaks out.
I'm having
Ah!
fun as a family. See you
Ah!
at for it.
Oh, he's the cool dad.
Luce is in trouble.
Again.
Again.
Here's an idea. Why don't you just walk through the front?
Oh, yes, Edric and Emra.
You're helping? Of course. Just don't tell Mom.
Thank you. Duck from this line.
No, I know what this is gonna be.
My husband,
Yep.
the Abomaton 2.0. It won't rest until its enemy is completely eliminated.
You're a big...
Okay, so, like, she plans on this thing killing Lou, so that way she doesn't have to hold up her end of the deal, like, what the fuck?
Okay, it's super strong. I think the crowd gets it.
She has a point, Odalia.
Until its enemy is completely eliminated.
Yeah, that was her plan all along. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, we can.
Luce, you fool!
Oh, damn, look at that. Okay, this is the scene from the trailer. Oh my god, look at her, spider loose.
Hey, I'm alive! Oh no.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no.
Huh?
Malfunction?
Stay
It's-
away from my loot.
She said my loose. Oh my god. I'm so happy. She said Milo. She's so protective over her girl. You're gonna cut a scene there, really? Really, Disney?
Fine. Lilith, emergency!
Whoa.
Amity Blight, you are in so much trouble. Luce,
Oh!
are you okay? Amity, get away from the human!
No, you're gonna listen to me for once. They listen to each other. They make me think about the kind of person I really want to be.
Oh!
What do you want? Let my friends backers will watch me rip this thing apart bit by bit. Can you actually do that? Shh.
Illusion, I'm assuming, from Gus? Maybe not. I don't know. Okay, no, it wasn't an illusion, I guess.
As if I'd actually let them go back. I will call every authority I know.
You made a deal with your daughter, and a blight always upholds their end of the deal.
Yes, Alador!
Strong enough to become a Covenhead someday.
Alador!
Was like screaming 3 different words at the same time. The spell got confused.
Yes.
Oh.
Read me, or glyphs is because there aren't anymore.
Then we better start learning some
Really?
new combinations.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Luce, we actually learned something new.
I get extra credit.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow, this was quite a successful sale. Excellent job on the 2.0, dear.
Yes, your abomatons are quite extraordinary.
Oh
Too
no.
bad the Emperor will be buying every one of your abomatons and will personally fund research into making them stronger.
Oh no.
That's honored to have.
You should be. Emperor Belos doesn't take kindly to citizens making a private army.
I need to watch that. This is my new favorite episode.
Hey! Stay away from my loot!
Amity?
Amity Blight, you are in so much trouble. Luce, are you okay?
The fact that Luz is blushing, I didn't think we were gonna get this until the library episode, but oh god, I love him so much. Amity's so powerful.
They make me think about the kind of person I really want to be.
They're both blushing. Oh god. This is the best episode ever.
Can you actually do that?
Oh, it was a hollowed up cup. Okay, I got you. I am so happy. Hey guys, so it's Morgan, like 2 weeks later, I think it's been. I didn't really like the outro I did and the analysis I did the last one, so I'm gonna redo it. I feel like that episode left me like so shell-shocked that I missed a lot of things that I realized in the episode, but just, you know, didn't remember to say. Or as I was editing, I noticed some things. I literally have a list of them right here. For the recap of the episode, the Blights being inventors was a surprise to me. That might just be the fact that, like, through all of the fan fictions that I've read, they were always, like, part of the Emperor's Coven. That was a surprise to me. Maybe not so much to other people, but I just wasn't expecting them to be, like, CEOs of their own business, I guess. This is where I realized the fan fictions have quite, quite a bit of good foreshadowing and predictions when it came to how Odalia treats Amity. She literally punishes her for getting, I wouldn't even say it's a bad grade, it's probably just like a B or like an A-. And Odalia's like, no, like you have to be perfect, A+, straight A, straight hair, straightforward. Oh, hello Marcy. I guess Marcy's gonna join this review. Hi Mar. Where was I? See Marcy, you distracted me. Essentially, like she's saying like, listen, like I'll forgive this bad grade of yours if you demonstrate the abominations and the inventions your father and I have made. That tale is so distracting. I was doing so well, Marcy, and then you jumped up here and you got me all flustered. Amity is essentially forced into helping her parents by demonstrating the inventions. And I guess she does like a pretty good job of selling it. Like you can tell her heart's not really in it. She's just doing what she has to in order to appease her mother. As we're realizing that, we're also noticing that Amity's necklace is a way of her mother, like, telepathically talking to her. We learn on later how, like, abusive she is, but she's literally using that necklace to be abusive towards Amity without anyone else hearing it, which is super fucked up. Which also made me realize, well, one, in this episode later on, we can see she's wearing it under her uniform, so that's making me think, has she been wearing it this entire time? And then two, when they were on the episode where they were going up to the knee and Amity was meeting Luz in the market and she had it around her neck, I thought it was just like a cool fashion accessory, but no. And that makes it so much worse. The fact that her mom can, I don't know if she has to be like within a certain range of her or whatever, but the fact that her mom can just manipulate her at any time without anyone else knowing is disgusting and saddening, and I just feel so bad. Okay, so back to the photo. So when the photo falls out, essentially Amity just, the real Amity takes over. Like, screw this, I'm saving this photo of Luz, Willow, and Gus. They're the only good things in my life that I have going for me. So she literally just rips apart the abomination in front of all of the investors. Zero shits given. I don't even know if she did it, like, knowingly. Like, I don't even think she had time to process what was happening, but the fact that she did that just to rescue a memory that she had with her true friends was so beautiful and so heartfelt, and it really shows you how much Amity has changed so far. I'm trying my best here. Marcy distracted me, so now my brain's messed up. I was on a roll, but next when we cut to Luz teaching Edith and Lilith, we hear that Luz says, like, these are all of the glyphs that, like, I've learned. Like, there's no more that I know of right now. Like, I haven't discovered any new ones. And then later on, which I figure I'll just cover now, they say there might not be any new glyphs. So I guess that's a possibility. But that also makes me think, like, abominations are summoned with spell circles. So wouldn't they have a glyph? And like illusions. Illusions are summoned with spell circles. So wouldn't they have a glyph too? That's why I'm like, there has to be more, right? There has to be more glyphs. I don't know. So when we cut to Luz going back to school and we see Gus and Willow, I like season 2 Gus. Like season 1 Gus was kind of annoying. I couldn't really stand him. I don't know if it's the voice change. I don't know if they got a new voice actor or not. I could probably look it up, but honestly, I can't be bothered. I'm too lazy. His voice is less high-pitched. Makes him less annoying to me. I don't know if that's because I've grown up with my sister that has a really high-pitched voice, so I just have no time for people with high-pitched voices. But yeah, he seems more like tolerable. I don't know. Maybe they did something to his character. The most noticeable part that I saw was his voice, and that somehow makes him less annoying. Maybe it's just a me thing, because like I said, my sister has a high-pitched voice, so I have like no time for that. But I like season 2 Gus so far. When Amity gave Luz the fairy pie, that was adorable. Even though the fairy pie was a bit morbid because it literally had like the struggling bodies of fairies baked into it. Which again I assume is a Boiling Isles thing because like everything there is dark. Just the fact that Amity made it herself and she's like, it's a homemade pie, the ingredients are very fresh, she's like getting all flustered. It's so cute. And oh my god, my baby is coming so far, and she's being able to somewhat function around her crush, which I mean, good for her, because I've been crushing on the same girl for a year and a half, and I'm still a flustered mess when she comes around me, so yeah. And Amity's 14, I'm 24, I got 10 years on her, and she's still doing better than me. Like, good job, Amity. Teach me your ways. So, when we get into the principal's office, when the Blights are there, just the entitlement the entitlement that the Blights give off. Like, I understand they're part of the, what was it, the Parents Preacher Association or something? Something for the, I don't remember. I know in, like, real life, like, they have a PTA or PC, I don't even remember. School, I graduated high school, like, 6 years ago, so I don't remember this. But basically, like, they're, like, in charge of the committee. It has a lot to do with the school. And I'm assuming, like, they provide some of the funding so that they have a say in things like that Principal Bump doesn't want to agree with or do. But just the entitlement, like, they're like, we donate, or we're in charge of da-da-da-da-da. And we all know how I am. I have no time for entitled white people. No. And people are gonna be like, what? Why are you saying white people? Because literally, I've never seen any other race that's so entitled, so don't fucking come for me, because I don't give a fuck. But here, we, like, really see, like, I didn't notice in the episode, no one else can hear the things that Odalia is saying to Amity through her necklace. When Principal Bump says, like, listen, I don't have a choice in the matter, you guys are no longer students at Hexside, it's like, no, like, we're good, like, Amity, tell them. She really wanted to, but Odalia was like, remember, this is what happens when you don't follow through on your word or keep your promise. Obviously, no one else in the room heard that except for Amity. And you could see, like, the defeat, like, realizing, like, she's not gonna win this battle with her mother at this point. So she just kind of gives in, and I don't know if the right word's distraught, but she's very upset that she can't help. Because you could see, like, she's very, she almost looks disappointed in herself for not being able to stand up to her mother, but she is so afraid of her mother. I understand parents can be very scary, like, they can scare their kids just from threats, or verbally they can scare their kids, like, it doesn't even have to be abusive. And at first, I thought, like, maybe it was abusive, but, I mean, as dark as the show is, it probably isn't. But just the mental anguish that she's in, it's super sad. I'm trying to... I'm not gonna tell you about my feelings. I'm trying here to process what happened. And I feel like in my mind it makes sense, but my mouth just can't formulate the words correctly. In this episode, we really see that Odalia is like a master manipulator. Like, she takes advantage of every situation and has a way of turning it around and to manipulate it to the point where she gets what she wants in the end. Which I hate manipulative people. My family is full of them. I feel so bad for Amity, being someone that's dealt with these type of people and are unfortunately related to these type of people. I'm gonna say in this episode, I kind of like Alador. That's not to say I forgive him, because he clearly was abusive as well as Odalia in that flashback with Willow. However, I feel like he's not as willing of a participant as we had originally thought, because throughout this episode, we see Odalia essentially bullying Alador and saying, like, no, you do this, you do that, you act this way, you have to say that Luz, Gus, and Willow have to be expelled. Like, she puts certain roles on him. I feel like he, as well as Amity, is afraid to speak up to his wife. Which again makes me question, what kind of power does she have over Alador? Like, having power over your child is one thing, because there's the whole, I brought you into this world, I can bring you out, or I can take you out. But with Alador, like, what does he owe her? He's the one that makes all the inventions. He's the one with a lot of talent and is making these abomatons and this abomination-based weaponry. I do not like Odalia. She's a biatch. I do not like her. Like I said, that doesn't forgive how he just blindingly went along with Odalia in the flashback where he was like, no, you have to cut off Willow, like, only associate with the best, blah, blah, blah. I feel like over time, he's getting real sick of Odalia's shit, and he's, like, slowly starting to stand up to her, or he's, like, visibly, he's not as, like, willing to go along with things. It could have been in the silhouette, like, since we just saw the silhouette of them in Willow's memories, maybe his facial expression was different, but we couldn't tell because it was just a silhouette and you can't make out much facial expression from just a black outline. I believe in parts of it he was smiling, but there are times where, like, people are talking, but they're not genuinely meaning it, but they're, like, smiling, but, like, you can see it in their eyes that they're not actually genuine about it. So that could have been the case. I'm not entirely sure. But Alador is kind of delightful. He's such a nerd. I love him. He gets so easily distracted. I'm like, Alador, I see you. My sister's cat and my cat do not like each other, and my cat keeps bullying my sister's cat, so I had to go save her. Oh yeah, but Alador's, like, such, like, a nerd. Like, I totally see, like, where Edric gets his, like, distractiveness I don't even know if that's a word. I don't know if that would be considered hereditary, or maybe it's just like a personality trait, but just that Alador is so curious about like the world around him, like whenever he sees like another living thing that he wants to learn more about, he literally like pursues it. Not even like in the way most people pursue things, like no, he literally will follow it to study it. Like, we see this with all the butterflies, or, like, the flying, I don't even know what you would call them, the flying creatures in the Boiling Isles. And we also see this with Principal Bump's hat demon thing, I don't even know what that's called. But he's, like, he just wants to learn more about the world. And I feel like with Edric, like, we've seen that with the snow on the knee, and the bat on the knee. I just think it's cute. I love, like, those quirky personality types. And then we get to the point where, I wouldn't say Luz confronts Amity, but Amity and Luz are, like, left alone, and Amity's like, listen, I'm sorry, I was a coward, but my mom, like, and she can't even get out the words, and Luz is like, listen, I get it, like, you're scared of her, which says a lot about Luz's personality, because, like, I feel like if it was anyone else, they would have been genuinely, like, upset that their friend didn't stand up for them to their parents. But Luz is, like, such an understanding person, and she can totally see where Amity is coming from, and I also feel like she can kind of relate. Not that she's afraid of her mom, but she's kind of afraid of disappointing her mom, which we kind of saw in the whole Grom episode. So, like, Luz gets it, and she's like, listen, like, I'm not afraid of your mom, like, I can go talk to her and get this sorted out. And I feel like Amity knew, like, that's not a good idea. Like, my mom is a manipulator, she has some ulterior motive, but she couldn't get those words out, and she was just like, no, Luz. Like, again, that just shows how afraid Amity is of her mother. She's afraid of what her mother's gonna do to Luz. When Luz was like, can you please help me? She's like, I can't. But when she asked Amity for help in the Wing It Like Witches episode, Amity was immediately like, yes, what can I do to help? How can I help? And you see Amity really want to say yes. She's like, I can't. Like, it's not immediately, like, in the Way It Like Witches episode, she was like, yes, totally, da-da-da-da. Like, she was, like, all for it. She was so enthusiastic, no concern at all as to what the consequences would be. Whereas, like this, she's terrified of, like, what she'll do if she helps Luz. Like, she's afraid, probably, one, what her mother's gonna do to her, but also what she might do to Luz, or what kind of trouble Luz will get into by making, like, a deal with her mother. And that says a lot, because, like, she didn't care about her social reputation or anything like that when it came to Basha and standing up against Basha. But she literally is terrified of standing up against her mother at this point. And I'll get into why I think that changes by the end, but I'm gonna move on. So, we see, once again, the Blight household, which we haven't really got that many glimpses of. We've only got a few on the outside, but we actually see the inside, and it is such a fancy house. Like, you can tell they make, like, good money. Like, you could tell that, like, from the outside, but, like, some people, like, have big houses, but, like, on the inside, they don't really have a lot of things, or, like, many furnishings, I guess you could say. But the Blight household is really freaking nice, and maybe even a little snooty. I like how like, the animators, like, made the little Beauty and the Beast looking cups plateware. I thought that was a fun little, like, I don't know if you'd call that an Easter egg, but I appreciated that. And then Luz being Luz, trying to make the Abomination Butler look cute. I'm like, oh, Luz, that's such a you thing, and we love you for it. So when Willow's trying to sneak out, I like how she has, like, a cool dad. We're at the point where they're outside of the Light Industries stadium building, I don't know what you would call it. And up to this point, I was like, where the hell are Edric and Emra, and why aren't they helping Amity? Like, why aren't they helping Luz? Like, they're friends with Luz. So then we finally see them, like, outside, and they were helping Amity, Gus, and Willow get into the building to save Luz. But again, they're also, it seems, they're somewhat scared of their mom, because they're like, don't tell mom we helped you. Like, of course we're helping you, but just don't tell mom. The freaking power Odalia has over her family is just, it's sad. But I'm glad Edric and Emma ended up helping out, even if they tried pulling a prank at not the best time. But it was kind of funny that Amity is like, I know you too, I know what you do. She literally just threw the Hex Me notes back at him, knocking poor Edric on his ass. That was just, I felt like that was like a nice little heartfelt comedic moment that we needed. With all the heavy stuff that had been going on this episode. We're back in the stadium, and Luz is taking on the last product of the evening, and this is when we realize that the Obamaton 2.0 does not stop until its enemy is completely eliminated. So at that point, I was like, oh shit, she's literally trying to kill Luz. And I still don't really know how to describe the things I'm feeling right now about that. This goes back to her being a manipulator. Like, she made it seem like, oh, you just help us with this line, and then when we're done with the end of it, like, by the end of the show, you guys can go back to Hexside. But no, her plan all along was like, I know this product my husband's making will kill whoever it's going up against. So if I have her participate in the demonstration and it kills Luz, I don't have to follow up on my end of the deal because Luz will be dead and she's the only other person other than Alador and myself that knew of the deal in the first place. So Luz would essentially be out of the way, and Gus and Willow would have no idea that they were supposed to be able to go back to Hexside. Seeing the lengths she was willing to go to for her social status, she was literally willing to kill a kid, and not even a kid that did anything wrong. She was just trying to be friends with your daughter. She was just trying to be a good friend. She actually cares about your daughter and isn't just obsessively, like, talking about gossip and being on Pinstagram like Basha, Skara, and all the rest were. That just doesn't make sense to me. Like, if you love your child, how could you not want them to be around people that genuinely care about them? It just makes no sense. And, like, that's something I'll never understand, I don't think. Okay, so this was the big part of the show, y'all. when we think the Abomaton is about to kill Luz, and we see it stop suddenly, I was like, is this a malfunction? Like, I was like, did Alador somehow, like, did he see, like, his wife doing this and somehow, like, made it so it wouldn't be able to kill someone? And then we hear everybody go, hey! And at first I didn't realize it was her. I was like, who the fuck? And then I was like, it's Amity! And she's like, stay away from my Luz. And the fact that she called her my Luz, like, I still can't get over it. She's so in love, and it's adorable. She's so protective over her crush. That was also a big moment, because I feel like, I don't know if her parents knew she was gay or not, but I feel like that was, like, kind of her coming out moment. In front of everyone, she said, stay away from my Luz, like, essentially saying, like, not in, like, I don't think it was necessarily, like, a possessive way. Technically it was, like, my Luz, like, she's my crush, I care about her. But some people, when someone says something like that, sometimes it can be in a different context, and it can be, like, possessive as to saying, like, I own you, which I don't think is the case. But yeah, she's essentially saying, like, she's mine, don't touch her. She finally stands up to her mom, and we see her, when she slides down the rope, her mom's like, Amity, you are in so much trouble, and, like, yelling at her through the necklace again, and Amity just snaps that off and crushes it, which was such a big step for her, because at this moment she's like, I don't care what you do to me, what you say, what you plan to do with me, what my punishment's gonna be. You're trying to kill the person I love, and that's not acceptable. And she literally, in that moment, she's like, I don't care what you do to me, but I am saving the person I care about the most. And that was such a big step and so admirable that I still get chills. I still get chills just thinking about it. And the way she just looks over her shoulder is like, Luz, are you okay? And Luz gets all flustered and she's like, uh-huh. And I'm like, oh my god! Luz is starting to return Amity's feelings. Also, editing, I didn't realize this when I was watching it, but while editing this, I realized in the background, while Luz and Amity are standing back to back, we see Odalia getting all flustered, but in the background, we see Alador going like this. He totally ships Lumity. I'm convinced he ships them. Like, he just looks so interested, and he's like, okay, that's cool, they're gay, they're totally into each other, like, oh my god, I was like, Alador, yes, you passed the vibe check. I also like how once they defeat the Abomaton, and by defeat, I mean they make it look like the Abomaton won and just gave in as long as Odalia was saying that Luz and her friends could go back to Hexside. Odalia was, again, willing to go back on her word and say, like, I'm gonna get every authority figure, I'm gonna, you know, make sure they never get back, and Alador stops her and says, listen, you made a deal with your daughter. This whole time you've been saying how a blight keeps their promise, and you need to follow through on that. I felt like that was a big step for Alador as well. I don't know if it was because he saw Amity stand up to his wife, and he thought maybe like, okay, my daughter stood up to my wife, so I can stand up for her to my wife. I don't know if he got, like, if he got inspired by Amity's brave gesture. But I think that shows you that, like, Alador's not all that bad. He wants to somewhat do the right thing, or at the very least, he's making Odalia see, like, listen, you're a hypocrite. You can't tell your daughter that she has to follow through on her word when twice you've tried getting out of keeping your word by making promises to one, not only Luz, but your daughter as well. Okay, so now we're at the end, and again, we see the Golden Guard, and he was basically saying, like, your customers aren't going to get any of the things they ordered because the Emperor's buying them and is going to make them stronger. He's going to invest money into making them stronger and more undefeatable. Which automatically is concerning, because we're like, he is building an army of not only Emperor Coven members, but now abominations and abomatons. Which is very concerning, because that one Obamaton was pretty powerful. Technically, they didn't really defeat it. I'm sure, like, if it came to it, Amity probably could have torn it bit by bit, but now that we're seeing that the Emperor has interest in buying these things and making them stronger, it makes me concerned. Amity is a very, like, she's pretty much like a prodigy in abominations. If she had a hard time taking down the Abomaton, how are they going to take down an army of them, along with the Emperor's Coven members? I'm nervous. That was such a good episode. Like, that, honestly, that was my favorite episode in the entire series so far. Like, I'm sure that'll change, but so far, that is my favorite episode. It was so deep. There was so much character development that went on just throughout the 20-minute episode alone. And we got to see more of Alador and, unfortunately, Odalia and her ugly-ass personality. One thing I forgot to touch on was Ida's eager to get her powers back. Like, she does not like being powerless. She wants to become powerful again. So she's literally trying to skip the basic steps that Luz is trying to have her take to master these glyphs. And she's trying to skip over, like, the prep work that she needs to do in order to make the glyphs more powerful and to get them to do what she wants specifically. Whereas Lilith is taking the time, which I feel like is similar to how they were in school. Because Lilith's taking the time to do whatever Luz tells her to do, like, okay, I'm going to practice this, I'm going to learn the basics, and then I'm going to start to experiment with them. Through that technique, she ends up saving King and Ida and most likely the Owl House, because that expanding spike ice ball, whatever you want to call it, probably would have consumed the entire house, and it might not have even stopped there. We can see how, like, much it's bothering Ida that she's powerless, because she wants to get back to being powerful and having people respect her, and I feel like she doesn't like feeling weak, which might not be the best way that I'm putting it, but I can't think of any other way to put it right now. It's nice how near the end she's like, okay, I realize I have to do the basics, and she starts off by doing the basics by making the little, like, ice cube thing she tried showing off to Luz at the end. I think that's everything I wanted to talk on. I went through all my notes. That's all I had, so. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys thought of this episode in the comments. How do you feel about Alador? How do you feel about Amity standing up for her parents? Standing up to her parents, my bad. Are you simping over Odalia? Because I swear to God, if I meet one more person simping over Odalia, I'm gonna lose my damn mind. How did you guys react to the Lumini moments? Let me know all that in the comments below. Share all your thoughts, concerns, opinions, whatever you want. Just because I don't reply doesn't mean I don't see them. I try and read through every single comment you guys leave. I still do see it, and I am genuinely interested in, like, the things you guys say, because you guys point out things that I didn't even notice or I didn't even think of, and I always am super appreciative of that. Okay, so I've done enough talking. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace.